What's up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be showing you kind of like a set and a half, two really good sets featuring a trainer who I featured just a little bit in a prior video from the Pokemon Go PvP Fight Club group, Pat Algorithm, so I'm really excited for that. But before we start, let's get into the pronunciation of the day. It is Braixen, not Braixen, it is Braixen, the fox Pokemon, the evolution of Fennekin. And speaking of Braixen, our good friend from the channel, Daniel Nieri, made a video about that. So I'm going to link in the description below to that video. He was brave enough to put a lot of Stardust and candy into that thing. So I'm excited to see that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it pretty much as soon as I'm done filming this. So yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in, and let's just get into, well, actually, let me talk about the team first. It's Shadow FLYGON, and then he also has Azumarill in the lead, and then he has Lowland Marowak probably as like a safe switch, and really solid plays here. So I'm going to show you, he had 10-0. He went on a 10-0 run. I'm going to show you the second set because I think it's the better set, more exciting, but with some bonus battles from the first set because there were some good battles there too. So strap in, grab a drink or some snacks, and enjoy this video. Alright, so first battle, again, this is from the second set. This was also filmed a few days ago, that's why the ranking is a little bit lower, but still good, like high level play because, you know, all of us were at a lower level at that point in time. So, but still good trainers here. Anyways, he leads into a Venusaur. This is a very interesting play. Doesn't switch out, just decides to just take the beating and just go for the Ice Beam to burn shields. And it looks like his main strategy is saving shields for Shadow FLYGON, just because it's pretty typical to save shields for your Shadow Pokemon because they're more glassy and they need that protection. So he doesn't shield the Azu, and he's coming in with the Marowak now, and gonna go for the Shadow Bone, and he gets the shield, so that's the last shield. So now he's in a really good spot, and he switches into the FLYGON. It looks like their opponent may have switched. I can't remember now. Sorry about that. But anyways, yeah, going for the Earth Power. This is going to be a huge blow to the Alolan Marowak. A Shadow Earth Power from FLYGON. So knocks it out. And then Stunfisk comes in. So this is very dangerous for the Stunfisk because this Earth Power typically wouldn't knock it out, but it's a Shadow Earth Power. So it one-shots it from there. And then the Venusaur comes back in. Oh, this is not looking good for that Venusaur. Now, Venusaur does resist, well, grass resists ground, but poison is weak to ground. So it's neutral to ground. But anyways, that's not important right now because the Marowak has the positive matchup here. And gonna just be able to, probably could just throw a Bone Club and Fire Spin down, but just to be safe, gonna go for the Shadow Bone. Okay, so I'm just gonna check my notes to make sure. Okay, so this next battle is pretty good. There was like 4 great battles from this set. That's why I'm showing the entire set. But yeah, check this next one out. Okay, Azu lead against a Victreebel. Horrible lead. And again, I would probably have thought switch out immediately, but he stays in. Now, because this is not a Shadow Victreebel, probably is a little bit safer staying in to get, you know, has enough time to get to that Ice Beam. Not sure if they would have got to the Ice Beam with a Shadow Victreebel, doing that 20% more damage. But you saw there was a little bit of lag. I heard the new update from Aaron, actually just told me this from GoBattleLog. He said the new update really broke the game. A lot of people have been lagging. I couldn't even log into the game. I couldn't even load the game earlier. Finally got in. I did a couple sets, but yeah, it's not you know, operating that well right now. But anyways, hopefully you guys are having an okay experience. FLYGON versus the Azu. FLYGON is double weak to ice because of the ground typing and the dragon typing, so you gotta shield, especially because Azu's Ice Beam is the cheapest move to throw, so you can always expect an Ice Beam pretty much, so just gotta shield that. But gets rid of it with the, looks like with the Earth Power, I think, and then Scrafty comes in. Okay, this is where battle gets a little interesting. So gonna throw the Dragon Claw against the Scrafty, gets the last shield. Okay, now this Scrafty doesn't have much, well, I guess Foul Play would knock it out, but goes for the Power Up Punch bait, and but Pat shields it because he knows he can get to that Earth Power. This is gonna hurt like crazy. Earth Power is just really powerful, especially from a shadow Pokemon. So gets that, and then this is where it was very close. That Scrafty was pretty close to a foul play. If that Scrafty had gotten to that foul play, this would have been game over. That Marowak would have not survived, but just is able to outpace it, and because of that wins the game. So that was a very, very, very exciting game to watch. Let's go into the third game against FLYGON, I think is how it's pronounced. And we have an Azu mirror match. Now these are obviously not exciting to watch, but we're going to see if this Pokemon has Hydro Pump or Play Rough. A lot of times, if you feel like your attack stat is lower, it's a good strategy to just keep throwing bubbles in the hopes that your opponent will throw a charge move and you'll get an extra bubble off. But if you're confident that you can win CMP, I guess you could try to throw first and just do that quick move denial thing. But he sees that the move is Play Rough, and they're just going to go at it and just kind of exchange Play Roughs with each other. And then again, I'm assuming he's saving his shields for that Shadow FLYGON. So but the opponent switches out into a Hypno. So now the opponent gives up switch advantage, which puts Pat in a more commanding position because now he can come in with Marowak and put pressure on those shields with Shadow Bone. And it looks like their opponent might have lagged there. It looked like that Hypno kind of just paused. So that was kind of weird. But anyways, lets the Hypno go down and then comes back in with Azu. Maybe they're trying to farm up with the Azu. That's my guess because bubbles are obviously super effective. But let's see how they play this. Okay, not shielding. Okay. I always question the strategy of just never shielding. Either they're trying to flex or they're saving their shields for a pretty weak Pokemon in the back. And it looks like, okay, it looks like they're not going to throw a move. And going to go for the Bone Club, which is obviously going to knock it out. And then they have, a Toxicroak. Okay, Toxicroak is definitely something you need shields for, but once they see the FLYGON, they realize there's nothing they could do even with shields. And so yeah, that plan to save shields backfired just because of the team composition. Anyways, game 4 against a Whimsicott, and luckily for the Azu, this is not a Razor Leaf Whimsicott, it is a Charm Whimsicott, so the Azu can stay in, although I'm guessing Pat would have stayed in anyways, because that's what they did against the Victreebel. But anyways, this is even better because they can burn the shields with Ice Beam, because Ice Beam will do super effective damage against that grass type. Whimsicott's a funny looking Pokemon. It has like so much hair, it looks like. I don't even know what that is, but it looks like a giant hairball. Anyways, Umbreon comes in and probably, okay, gonna shield the Foul Play, because Foul Play would probably do a big chunk. I'm estimating like 40% damage just because of the shadow typing. Maybe more than that, but yeah, Foul Play would hit pretty hard. Even with the low attack stat of Umbreon, it does get Stab, so same type attack bonus. Okay, so anyways, Foul Play, you can see right here, about 50%. So, but the FLYGON does survive it, has enough energy to get to this Dragon Claw. And the Dragon Claw, I'd imagine, yes, we'll knock out from there. Okay, Drifblim is coming in. Okay, so this is going to be pretty decent for the Marowak. But, shields are down. Oh, and that, okay, so this Drifblim has an energy advantage. So, it's either going to bait or throw Shadow Ball. Ooh, and he lands the bait, the Ice Beam. But now Pat goes for his own shield bait. And this is where I think the game is won because the opponent shields. And that is exactly what Pat needed because now he can go for the Shadow Bone. And this will for surely knock out the Drifblim. And then that, I think, won the game because if that Drifblim didn't shield, Bone Club does like no damage at all. And then they could have shielded the Shadow Bone and knocked out with Shadow Ball. And so that was a crucial shield bait there. Very, very good games. Well executed, and you know, sometimes you gotta get lucky with those baits, and he pulled it off, and that was awesome. Okay, last game. This is another good one. So, Azu mirror match again. I should just play this faster, but I forgot to speed it up. So we're gonna have to watch a couple bubbles. Just a trivia question: how many bubbles to Ice Beam? It is 5, and then it's 6 to Play Rough, and then 7 to Hydro Pump. And so, because Bubble does, I think, 11 energy per bubble. And then it's 55 energy, I think, for Ice Beam. So yeah, anyways, where is it? Is it 50? I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen if I remember. But anyways, this opponent only has Hydro Pump, so this is a very positive matchup for this Azu because it has Play Rough. Play Rough Azu will beat the Hydro Pump Azu. So you can see there the health difference. Neither of them are shielding, but Pat's Azu has a big health advantage as it's still in the green. Now it's finally in the yellow, but the other one's in the red already, so gonna go for the Ice Beam, just see if he can knock it out. This is usually kind of close whether it'll knock it out or not because it is resisted, but it is enough to knock out. And then Marowak comes in. This is an interesting play. Pat gives up switch advantage. Even though he won that lead matchup, he voluntarily switches, putting himself at a little bit of risk, but because now the opponent switches in, but it's a Shiftry, which by itself is kind of a squishy Pokemon anyways. And so with this energy lead, the Flygon will be able to put some pressure on the Shiftry. It will resist ground moves, but it's a Shadow Flygon against a Shiftry, which is pretty weak anyways. So I imagine even the Earth Power would do a lot of damage. So ooh, the Leaf Blade knocks it out. Okay. So I imagine gonna come here with Marowak, if I remember correctly, just to farm it up. Yep, okay, comes in with Marowak, those fire spins, dealing super effective damage and makes a sack swap. Oh man, that was a really, really good swap there. Takes the Leaf Blade, saves the shield, but the opponent undercharges. Oh man, but undercharged a little too much because now the Azu was able to get to an Ice Beam. That was crazy. Oh, you hate to see it when you're in the other position when they make that sack swap. And then you usually will undercharge to try to farm it up a little bit, but they undercharged a little bit too much and was not able to farm down with the Snarls, and so they concede the match, and Pat goes 5-0. And let's just jump right into the bonus battles. This was from the prior set, literally one set prior. Runs into a horrible lead with Azu versus Galvantula, and so switches into Flygon, again putting himself at a lot of risk because Flygon has a lot of weaknesses, especially against like an Azu, for example, which a lot of people have. So runs a big risk there, but the opponent stays in, throws a lunge, which does way a lot more damage than I was expecting. So that that lunge did a lot of damage, but I guess it makes sense that it did that much damage, but still, I wasn't expecting it. Anyways, they come in with the Azu and knocks it out. So now the Flygon is fainted already, but this is going to be a positive matchup just because of the HP advantage that Pat has with his Azu. And so just going to probably exchange Play Roughs. And this is going to go unshielded again. Pretty much the same strategy he's been doing this whole time. Not really shielding anything from the Azu. And going to throw and you can see he's a little bit ahead. And then there's lag. And this is where it's interesting. The opponent switches out again, which was kind of weird because they gave Pat the switch advantage. And so he comes in with the Marowak just to farm up the Spider, but Lunge will lower its attack, but still the Galvantula is weak to fire attacks. And so just to be safe, throws a Bone Club just because I believe it's 3 Volt Switches only to get to a Lunge. And so you don't really want to play around with farming against a Galvantula. So yeah, you definitely got to be wary of where they are at in their move count so you don't get hit with a Discharge or a Lunge. Okay, Skarmory comes in. Oh, this is another situation where he needs to bait to win this. Because you got a shield. Oh man, this is crazy. This is not a great situation, but gonna go for the shield bait. Okay, here we go. Bone Club needs to get a shield from the Skarmory. And gets the shield. Oh man, gets the shield bait now. Can throw the Shadow Bone. Man, getting really lucky with the shield baits, but I mean, it's very gutsy to throw that because a lot of players, as they get higher and higher, they don't tend to bait as often as you would think. So it is very gutsy to bait in those situations, but had to do it. Got the shield bait, landed the Shadow Bone, did some damage with the Azu, and then finished it off with the Marowak. So that was a great game there. Okay, so Azu versus Azu again. Oh man, I didn't realize how many times there were Azu mirror matches in this video. So anyways, you can skip forward a little bit, maybe like 20 seconds if you want. But yeah, this is pretty much going to be a Play Rough versus Play Rough, unless it's... Oh, they have Hydro Pump. Oh man, okay, so this Yellow Azu here is going to have a big advantage with the play rough. Actually, the other one's yellow too, and it's best buddied. So, oh man, I wonder if they're gonna have to start over if they want like a better PvP IV Azu. I didn't realize that. I need to relook at those. I was going to make a video about Pokemon that you need to start over with, which is kind of depressing, but let me know in the comments if you would be interested in that. I was going to do like a top 5 Pokemon you probably need to start over with for Great League, like Sableye, Medicham, stuff like that. Just kind of explore the Pokemon that have better IV spreads now with the new level cap. But yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in a video about that. Anyways, Marowak versus Shiftry survives the foul play. Gonna go for the Bone Club. And it, yeah, obviously would go unshielded, but they simultaneous KO. Okay, can I come back with? Azu would probably be a safer play now that the Shiftry is gone. Yeah, so comes in with the Azu. They come in with a Stunfisk. This is a very decent position. This Azu obviously doesn't have Hydro Pump. Would have been better if they did, but Ice Beam still does some nice chunk damage because I believe it is neutral. Ground being weak to it, Steel being resisted to it. Gonna get, ooh. Okay, a little bit of lag there. The Earthquake, they switch out. So there's that little visual glitch there where you don't see the damage being done because they switched right at the same time. Oh, and the opponent makes a good switch, a good surprise switch because they had energy, so has to get the shield. And then, okay, this is gutsy. Probably can knock him out. Azu does resist Dragon. Oh, but they shield, but they have another... Ooh, they have another one ready to go. I believe this is definitely low enough to knock out with a Dragon Claw. So yeah, that shield went definitely wasted. This is where... Ooh, this was where... Look at that patience, because he went for the Earth Power knowing he had to get to that to win. And risked getting knocked out with that Rock Slide, but was super patient and, you know, was confident in the HP ability, like the Flygon's ability to survive that, and gets the Earth Power for the win. That was a great game. I personally, in a lot of situations, panic and throw the whatever charge move I have ready, but I don't think Dragon Claw would have knocked out there. So very, very good patience on Pat's part by doing that because he won the game. So anyways, last game against a regular Stunfisk, which can do super effective damage against the Azu with the discharges, but takes super effective damage from the water moves and ice moves actually. So, oh, because as they switch out, Flygon, and then they switch out into their Abomasnow. Ice moves are double super effective, but lands the Earth Power, and then gonna go for the Dragon Claw. All right, gets knocked out. Makes sense. The Abomasnow is double super effective and farms up a bit of energy. Gonna come in with the Marowak, and probably doesn't need to shield any of these moves just because they resist ice. And I'm pretty sure they resist grass too. So it gets farmed down. It's a commanding shield lead. Okay, Stunfisk is going to come in. Going to shield because it's going to probably be a Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb is 5 less energy than Discharge. So, okay, going to go for the Bone Club. This is also dealing super effective damage. So this is not a horrible matchup. Oh, but makes a sack swap. Well, kind of not technically a sack swap, but makes a very good switch to catch the Mud Bomb. And that was very, very nice because now was avoided that discharge and still takes it to the face, but decides to save that last shield. And this is gonna be very, very close because Shadow Bone cannot KO a Marowak from like a full health range. And so you see there, it didn't do the job, but gonna shield and hope that they can get to the Bone Club before the opponent gets to another charge move. So let's see if they can get to it. Okay, overcharges a little bit. That was risky. Did one extra fire spin, but it looks like that's going to come in handy here because you have to beat that Stunfisk with the charge move. Mud Bomb may have KO'd from here, so that extra fire spin, it looks like that was the ticket for him to win this game because he beat him to the charge move and takes the win for another 5-0 set, as you'll see right here. 2 5-0 back-to-back sets with Shadow Flygon. Very, very well played. And if you guys like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I have another shoutcast coming for you guys tomorrow. Well, hopefully later today by the time you're watching this, featuring a fellow creator, Sassafras, who streams on Twitch and makes YouTube videos. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys have a great night or morning, depending on when you see this, and we'll see you soon.